A very good evening to you, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the Q8 Pilot channel. It is 1700 Zulu, 2000 hours local time here in Kuwait City. Today, we are going to be flying a very special route in a very special aircraft based on the request of a very special friend. So today, Stan, who has been a moderator here on the channel and a longtime friend, has requested that I do this flight from this specific airport in the specific aircraft. So we are going to have a lot of fun with this Torquesim SR22 this evening. Before we delve into the details of our flight, I want to welcome all of you guys here in chat. Welcome, Flight Chan Ayub. Glad to have you with us this evening. And Mr. Valero, welcome aboard. Thanks for the support. Boeing Corp Mark from Logan, New Jersey, welcome aboard. Hello, Stan. Welcome. Greetings to you, my friend. Glad to have you here. Again, this is based on your request. Of course, Stan is a very dear friend of mine, so I had to go back and read a little bit about the Cirrus because I had forgotten about it. It's an excellent aircraft, though, but I had to do it for you, Stan. So thanks for making the suggestion, my friend. We have also our experience. Welcome aboard. Robert, welcome. Manuel, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us this evening. Said Sharif, welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Merrick, welcome. Flyby from the United States, welcome aboard. So the Torquesim SR22 is actually the best SR22 simulation available today for flight simming, whether it's X-Plane, whether it's Microsoft Flight Sim. This is really an excellent rendition of the aircraft, both in terms of its stunning visuals as well as its intricate and in-depth system simulation. We are going to be flying in this G-Plex livery today. As you can see, the details of the modeling is simply exquisite, both inside and out. So, without further ado, ladies and gents, let's hop into the cockpit, and with that, we are going to bring up the Navigraph charts here so that we can take a look at our flight details for today's route. So, we are going to, according to our SimBrief flight plan, we are going to be flying from Sandown in the Isle of Wight in the United Kingdom. And we are going to be heading to Liverpool. The weather is quite nice in both locations. Few scattered clouds in the area, but nothing too serious. There is no sit and star today, but we are going to go through all the checklist. I'm going to try to show you everything there is to show in this aircraft, because this aircraft is truly an amazing, amazing aircraft, and it's a lot of fun to fly. The sounds of the aircraft have been recorded from the real aircraft, so they are very, very accurate. And we're going to take a look at some things. I'll try to point out as much things as possible to to maximize the experience for you guys, and for you guys to gain sufficient insight should you decide that you want to purchase this aircraft. Now, there are multiple variants of this aircraft. There is the SR22, the SR20 Integra. So yeah, they are all separate purchases. We are flying today the SR22, which was the very first variant of the Cirrus SR22 released from Torquesim. We are arriving into Liverpool about 40 minutes or so later at runway 27. Now, according to our flight plan, the final cruise altitude is 6,000 feet. We are going to push it a little bit more today. We're going to go to 10,000 feet just to use the oxygen system and play around with things and just have fun today. And we are going to follow the exact checklist here available in the aircraft. So the Garmin devices here are those of X-Plane as a base, but they have been heavily customized by the guys over at Torquesim. So very quickly here, if we look at the visual elements of the aircraft, you will appreciate the details of the texturing. You can see it here on the panel. You can see the nice stitch work here on the leather panel up here as well. There is a bit of aliasing, which is an explained issue, but again, you can see the details here. There's some thumbprints. They're very clearly visible here. You can see them. So again, giving the aircraft a realistic look. Everything on the aircraft is functional and clickable, and it does things, except for this oxygen bottle here. But everything else really works, including all the circuit breakers. And you've got your little compartment here where you can turn on the oxygen system here. You turn it from here, but you can control it here. And then you can control the volume as well and, you know, do some noise cancellation because the engine sounds can get pretty loud. Also, you'll find that you have your nice little cow here that can accompany on your flights to keep you, to keep your company and have fun. So if you get bored, just bring up the cow and you'll be fine. Right. So also, you'll notice that there's a cup holder here, which again works on both sides. And there is also a control panel. So we're going to bring up the control panel here of the SR22. General here, you've got your ground equipment. You have different starters. We have the fuel flow at full power. We can charge the batteries if we want. We can also have this set at persistent systems. I have enabled wear and tear and glass reflections. I have turned off persistent systems because I have a tendency to always forget the power on, and I'll come to the aircraft with a completely drained battery if I do that. In the maintenance tab, you can see the flight time. You can clean, replace your oil. Currently, we have 7.9 quarts of oil, so that's, I think, sufficient. We can, again, refill this to exactly 8. Regular inspection is due in 42 hours. And then you have also inspect the fuel system here. It will give you a report about everything in the aircraft, including fuel, oil, tires, brakes, the TKS system, oxygen, and you can perform an overhaul engine maintenance as well if you so choose. From the load manager, you are able to add the passengers. So we're going to add a passenger here, and we're going to give it exactly my weight, which is about 175 pounds. And we are, well, I'm just going to leave just one here. All right, so we're going to fill the oxygen system, and we're going to just go full fuel today. So I'm going to fill in the tanks with 47 gallons of fuel. That will give us sufficient time for our trip to Liverpool, and in the event that we need to divert, we'll have sufficient fuel in the aircraft. It also has a livery generator, so you can change the tail number if you want. You can change the tail number visibility as well. You can change the colors. So very, very nice customizations that you can perform with this Cirrus. So that said, ladies and gents, let's go ahead and get things started. Hello, Rand, Dougal, McTavish, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us today. All right, so first thing first, we're going to turn on battery 1 and battery 2. Okay. Let me turn up the volume here. And if it's too loud on your side, just let me know. All right, so we're going to click here once, twice, and then as you can see, we have full fuel. So we're going to hit enter. We have the engine display here. Let me get rid of this warning here. So we're going to click here, and now the warning sign is gone. Now, to access the checklist of the aircraft, you need to click here on engine and then select checklist. And as you can see here, let me see if I can pop this out. Yeah, we can definitely do that. I think it's easier for you guys to see this way. So you've got the checklist for just about everything here, very, very detailed. And you can cycle through either with the outer knob here or the outer knob or the smaller knob. Now, this will cycle the flight group. So here you can see this is before takeoff, this is flight, this is after landing, on-ground emergency procedures, very, very detailed stuff. Or you can go with the outer knob to select the next checklist. So I'm going to cycle over to pre-flight inspection. Then I'm going to cycle all the way to before starting engine. And the reason is that the checklist is extremely long. So we're going to begin with the before starting engine checklist, and we will assume that we have done the pre-flight checks for our flight today. Okay, very good. Excellent. So next we are going to go and click. If you hit enter, it will move to this. So if we move to the next one here with the outer knob, it will take you to the pre-flight inspection, which is complete. The weight and balance has been verified and it is within limits. Emergency equipment has been verified on board. The passengers, well, there's only the captain today, but you guys have been briefed. And then the CAPS handle safety pin. All right, so that is located up here, and we're going to click here once. This is the safety pin, so we're going to click here once to remove it, and the parachute system on this aircraft works exactly as it should in real life. So if you pull this, it will deploy the chute, and it will slow down the aircraft. Now we're going to come down here. We're going to click here once, and it will put the cap back on. And now we can continue with our checklist. So let me just zoom out a little bit. Enter that. Seat belts, and harnesses are adjusted and secure. And the checklist, the before starting engine checklist, is complete. Okay, so now we want to start the engines. Now, one thing to note about the Cirrus SR22 is that there is no FADEX system on this aircraft, so everything is mechanical. The power lever is mechanical, boost, everything is mechanical. No FADEX on this aircraft, so everything has to be very carefully done, or you'll end up flooding the engines, and the engines just will simply not start. So let's follow the checklist here, so to make sure that, we don't mess things up. External power is, it's not applicable, so we're just going to say enter there. Brakes, and we're going to make sure that the brakes are set, which they are. Right, parking brake is set, perfect. So we're going to just say enter here. Battery master switches are both on, and check the volts. We have negative charge here on the battery. As you can see here, you have battery 1 -7, but the ESS bus voltage is 25.5, which is normal. Right, so next we are going to go enter. Strobe lights are on for engine start, so we're going to come here and turn on the strobes, and then we're going to say done. Mixture goes to full rich. Now, it's hard to see the mixture here with the throttle in the way, so we're just going to move it a little bit, and we're going to go mixture full rich and check that. Power lever full forward, so we're going to put the power lever full forward. Okay, perfect. And then we are, it says, okay, so the fuel pump, it says prime and boost. Okay, so one thing we need to note here is we are going to go to EG. It says, what is the current temperature here? It's 18 Celsius. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to prime twice, short primes, and then we're going to boost, and then we'll start the engine. So let me put the keys in, and this is a little bit tricky because after boost, you have to immediately start the engine. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to, okay, and after that, we're going to bring the throttle back, and we're going to put it on, crack it just half of an inch open. Then we're going to go to boost. Then we're going to start the engines. And voila, we have a good start. Listen to those engine sounds, guys. Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous sounds. Right, we're going to bring the throttle back to 1,000 RPM. All right, that's close enough. And now it says, so we'll leave that one is checked. Propeller area checked. Power lever 1/4 of an inch. Ignition switch start is done. So we're done with all of this. Now it says retard to maintain 1,000 RPM. The oil pressure is good. As you can see here, it is in the green. The alt master switches, we're going to turn both of these on. So alt 1. Now alt 2 will only disappear here after we apply sufficient power to the aircraft. Okay, so we are done with that. We're going to say enter avionics power switch, and the avionics power switch is right here. So we're going to turn that on, and now the aircraft's navigational systems will be operational. Perfect. Next, we are going to say here, enter engine parameters monitor. So we're going to go to the engine here, and you'll notice that the exhaust temperature here is very low. The reason, and you can see the cylinder head temperature is not rising. The reason, well, they are kind of coming up. The reason why is currently there's a lot of fuel being fed into the engine. And obviously at 18 Celsius, being this is the first flight of the day, the fuel is pretty cold, and it's being, it's being sent to the combustion chamber in the engine. And so it's going to keep the engine exhaust temperature low. So what you want to do here is you want to lean the mixture a little bit here until you see EGT rising. All right, so we're going to reduce the amount of fuel going into the combustion chamber, and that is going to, as you can see here, you see that? You see that the cylinder head temperature and EGT are both now rising. So we'll leave it there. I think I'll lean it just a little bit more. There we go. And now the aircraft is... By the way, guys, if this is too loud for you, if the engine sounds are too loud, just please do let me know. All right, so let's hide that. Okay, so going back to our checklist here, the engine parameters are good. We've leaned our mixture now, so we are going to say external power is not there. And the indication, now you'll notice that there is a positive charge of +1. Earlier it was -7, so at least we know that we're not draining our battery now. Perfect. GA is the best. Yes, Boeing Corp Mike. GA is the best. The Flight Snob, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome aboard. Hello, Wayne. How to fly with the rudder pedals? I'm not sure I understand the question. Good afternoon to you, Drew Stone 77, my friend. Welcome. Sound is fine. All right, perfect. Okay, so we are going to come here and say enter, and now it's the next checklist, which is the before taxi checklist. So we'll do that once we are through with our flight plan. So we are going to come here to the flight plan, and we are going to bring up SimBrief. And let's see here. Let me actually pop this out and make it just slightly bigger here. And let's see here. All right, I'll push this up. Bring it a little bit down. Yeah, I know I'm messing things up, guys. Okay. So the first thing we want to do here is we want to, let me see if I can zoom out here. Okay. So we are going to press here once. This is EGHN. And we are heading over to, let me see if I can make this a bit smaller so we can see. Yeah, let me go to flights. All right, and we are heading over to EGPP, which is Liverpool. So we're going to go on the outer knob and go here to EGPP. Let's see. Nope. Come on. E, and then EG. I think the position of the knobs isn't right. Let me do that. And now we want EG. Okay, perfect. And PP. All right, so that's the first P. Okay, perfect. And then the next P. And we are going to say enter. No, it's EGGP, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, let's go back. EG, this one needs to be a G. And then P. There we go. That's Liverpool. Enter and enter. Okay. So the next waypoint, if you look here, it's direct to SAM. So what we're going to do is we are going to select this one here, and then we're just going to say SAM. So we're going to say SAM, and we're going to hit enter. And as actually this is a VOR station in the United Kingdom, and so we're going to say enter, and you'll see that it inserts SAM between the two waypoints here, or the two airports. Very, very important to do that. So make sure that you are on the destination when you enter your waypoints. Okay, the next is an airway, the Quebec 41, and it exits at Silva. So what we're going to do here is we are going to go to the menu, and then we are going to say load airway. We're going to hit enter, and let's see if there is a Quebec 41 that exits at Silva. So this is Quebec 41. Unfortunately, I do not see Silva in the... Yeah. All right, so we're going to clear that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fly direct from SAM to Silva. So again, we're going to make sure that this is selected on the destination, and then we're going to type in Silva. Okay. So the first time I did with the knobs so you guys can see it, and now we can actually use the pad here to enter the entire route. All right, after Silva, it's Uniform Mike 605 for the airway. So we're going to go back to the menu here, and we're going to select Load Airway, enter that, and there is Uniform 605. Perfect. And we are going to select it, and it's going to exit at Delta Tango Yankee. So we're going to select that one, and we're going to say enter. And we're going to say load. Perfect. And then I'm going to move here again to our destination. And then we are going to take Mike 605. So again, menu. And we're going to select load airway. Enter that. And there is Mike 605. Okay, enter that. And then it exits at Pedig. So that's the first one there. And enter that. Enter. Perfect. And then from Pedig, it's direct to Liverpool. Right. So for Liverpool, we're just going to simply come here, and we're going to select procedure. We're going to select the approach. The approach is the ILS runway 27, and we're going to insert that. And what we're going to do is we're going to select the center fix for runway 27 as the vector to final. So we're going to select the second one here, and we're going to say enter, enter, and load. So now we have loaded the approach into the aircraft. So the flight plan is now ready, and we can do the range here out. So you can see, actually, it's too cluttered, isn't it? Let me see here if... all right, so north up, we can change that. But there's just so many stuff in here. Okay, well, we'll leave this for now, and we can just come here. Let me remove that. All right, and we're just gonna go, there you go. I think you can see it more clearly now. You can see this is our flight route here, and it matches what we have in our Navigraph charts. Perfect, so now everything is set here. Now, the other thing we need to set is our altitude. So to do this, you come here to the alt select, and we're going to just put in 10,000 feet. And you'll notice that because we have entered all the weight information, we have now our V rotate at 79 knots, 88 knots there, and 101. So we will retract the flaps at 88 knots. We will rotate at about 79, and everything else here is good. So we are going to need our altimeter. So we're going to come here real quick. I believe it's 1009 at EGHN 1001. It is. Okay, so 1001, let's set the baro. 1001 is set. And if we look down here, you'll see that everything's good here, and let's check very quickly here on. All right, so we need to lean the mixture a little bit more. You can see that some of the cylinders are cold. Now, the reason you see this one here, cylinder number 5 and cylinder number 3 are quite warm, and they are warmer than the rest of the cylinders. The reason why is because these cylinders actually are located in the back of the engine compartment. So if you look here, those engines are located here in the back. So there isn't the amount of air going into those engines, onto those cylinders, is a lot less than the cylinders that are in the front. These are the air vents. Here, let me zoom in. You can see these are the air vents. So the cylinders closer to the vents will be cooler than the cylinders farther back from the vents. And that is depicted here, as you can see. Let me lean the mixture just a little bit more here to get the EGT to rise slightly more for our departure. And of course, we'll do the leaning and all of that good stuff a little later. Relax and dream. There is a keyboard down there. Yes, it is. And it works pretty well. Thank you, Stan. I mainly fly in Class G. Not much point in going higher in helicopters. Yep. To be going well, the engine is running and stuff. Okay, perfect. All right. So everything is good here. We are going to, everything is set here. We have our transponder. Let me just go to the transponder. We're going to say out, just leave it. That's fine. And there is nothing else here. Everything here is good. And we can now go, we have also our little flight plan here. And this is set. Let me go back here, and we have the GPS here. Yeah, CDI, localizer, GPS. Okay, perfect. So all is good here. Things are going exactly as we want. Let's set the heading bug here. We're going to be departing runway 05, which is just to our left. And let's go back to our checklist. Okay, so the next checklist is the flaps are up before, this is the before taxi and taxiing, radio avionics as required, the cabin heat defrost as required. Now this is located right here. Now 18 Celsius is okay. We're going to turn on the, we'll put this on 1, and we'll just, we'll leave this right about here. There we go. And then we are good. So this is check. The flaps are up. Radio avionics as required. Cabin heat defrost as required. We need to switch the tank. Now this is something that you need to be very careful with, because with the Cirrus, the fuel is going to be consumed from the selected one. And during flight, if you forget to switch them, you're going to get a fuel imbalance. So very, very important that you keep switching this every 15 minutes or so. Where is this plane available to purchase? Also, does it work with MF's 2024? No, it does not work. This is for X-Plane only, and it is available on the X Aviation store. Okay, so fuel selector is done, and we're going to say enter here. All right, and the checklist is complete. Next is the taxi checklist. Parking brake disengaged, brakes are checked, edge side orientation, attitude, gyro, and turn coordinators. Let's do all of this here real quick. So let me reset my view. Perfect. I'm going to push the toe brakes in and release the parking brake. You can see ALT2 has now disappeared from the display, and now the aircraft is moving. And we're just going to go on this taxiway here and test things out a little bit. There we go. All right, so very, very tricky to steer this aircraft on the ground. Okay, so obviously the turn coordinator works just right. We've seen it here. It moves exactly with the movement of the aircraft, so no problems there. And everything is good. Let me just bring this down a little bit. All right. All right. So the runway is a grass runway, and that's the runway right there. If I can keep steering the aircraft properly here on the ground. It's a bit tricky to... it's a bit tricky, but that's okay. All right. So let's go enter, 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 and enter. Turn coordinates done. And now the before takeoff checklist. We'll do it right before takeoff here. Okay. Very, very nice engine sounds indeed. I really, really like this aircraft a lot. There's one thing I want to show you before we depart, which I think is worth showing. So let me just turn the aircraft here. We'll put it on the runway. Let's line up. And this is runway 05, as you can see. Now, you do need more thrust and more power to be able to steer the aircraft on grass. All right, there we go. All right, so a couple of things I want to show you. First, let me bring the aircraft to a stop here. All right, there we go. And let me set the parking brake real quick, and we'll bring this down to 1,000 RPM. All right, so this aircraft is equipped with an anti-ice system. And if we click here on the normal ice protect, and then we select, for example, this one here, turn this on, and let's see here, turn that one on, and then, all right, so if you look here, you'll see, let me turn this off real quick. Okay, so if you look here at the anti-ice system here, you'll see that you can use, there are different settings for the anti-icing system, okay? Now, this is, of course, we have full fluid here, and normally when you turn this on, it will secrete the anti-icing fluid here at the edge, front edge of the wing. Now, you can, if you use the max setting, it means here that you have only 36 minutes of anti-ice treatment for the aircraft. So you can actually switch this here from max to, let me see here, is it this one or is it that one? I'm sure it was one of these. Yeah, it should switch them. I'm not sure why it's not switching them. So let me see. I'm not sure why it's switching them. Anyway, we don't need the anti-icing system now, so I'm going to turn all of these off. We don't really need them. But if we need them, we can cycle through these. I think maybe it's with the knob that you can cycle through these different settings. Now, the normal is going to give you about 2 hours and 24 minutes, but on the max, it's going to be 36 minutes. Let's check our fuel. All right, just making sure there's no imbalance here. All right, and now let's go to our checklists here. Let me just lean the mixture a little bit more. There we go. EGT is rising. Okay, let me go back to the back here engine checklist. Okay, so the doors are latched and closed. Caps handle, verify the pin is removed. We've already done that. Seat belts and harnesses are secure. Air conditioning as desired. Fuel quantities confirmed. The fuel selector is on the fullest tank. Fuel boost pump is on boost. Mixture as required. Flaps set 50%. Okay, so let's set 50%. And once you do that, you'll see that the flaps are now set at 50%. Very, very nice texturing, by the way, of this Cirrus. Very, very nicely done. Okay, good stuff. Okay. All right. So sorry, guys, I haven't really been looking at chat that much. I definitely answer all your questions once we're airborne, because this aircraft requires some attention and some time to set up properly. So we are done with the flaps. The transponder is set to out reporting, the autopilot test and disconnect. So basically, you want to test the autopilot, make sure that it works. So if we click here on the autopilot system and we just want to disconnect it here, and then you hear that little sound. We want to also set our trim for takeoff. It's already set, but if you need to move it, that's how you do it. You see here, you can just use, I have a keyboard mapped to the trim settings, so you just want to make sure that this is the little piece of metal there is on the takeoff band for takeoff. All right, so that is set, and the autopilot has been checked and verified. Navigation radios on GPS and set for takeoff. Cap and heat defrost as required. We're going to hold the brakes and bring the power lever to 1700 RPM. Okay, So I want to go back here to this view. I want to go back to the engines, and you can see that we can actually lean the mixture just a little bit more here. There we go. We don't need that much fuel. Okay, so everything is now in tip-top shape for departure. We're going to come here, turn on our landing lights. I think we needed this one for the selection of these. All right, well, anyway, we don't need that. So we are going to make sure all of these are off, which they are. And now we are ready to go. So we are going to hold the brakes, and we're going to raise the RPM to 1700 RPM. Then we're going to release the brakes. Right, that's about 1700 RPM. Parking brake released, and then we're going to go full power. Right, I think we are going to need the mixture to be full rich. There we go. Why am I... Alright, airspeed alive. Right, rotation speed, and rotate. Very nice sounds. We are at about 95 knots. Let's begin our turn. And we're going to also retract the flaps. Lovely clouds here in X-Plane. All right, we are at about 120, perfect. We are going to go autopilot on. We're going to select IAS, nav, and now the aircraft should do what it's supposed to do. 121, no. We're going to add this to about 125. There we go. And we're going to continue now our climb. All right. So if we go back here to our flight plan, you can see the aircraft here is heading over to the flight path. So we're doing okay. And once we're there, it should align. We have the yaw damper on, autopilot, and now we can come back here real quick to our checklist. We've already done those two. And now we're going to go this is the before takeoff checklist. Again, pitot as required. We don't need that. Landing lights. We've done all of that stuff. And normal takeoff, we've done that also. And the short field takeoff, we don't need that. And the climb. So the oxygen we want to, it says as required. Now we are going to go to about 10,000 feet. So what I'm going to do here before I forget it, I'm going to come down here to the oxygen and I'm going to turn it on. And you can control the flow from within the, it looks like we have one of the engines here. Let me just take a quick look here. I think we are okay. Not the optimal settings there, but or parameters, but that's all right. Right, there we go. And now the aircraft is making the turn, as you can see, and we're following the flight path, and you can see it here as well. All right, let's go back to our checklist real quick. Engine checklist. So the oxygen as required is on, the power lever full forward, mixture full rich, airspeed is good, electrical fuel boost pump, and we're going to monitor these. All right, so this actually needs to be at max, which it is, and the mixture is full rich, which it is, and we're going to continue now going to 10,000 feet. Look at those beautiful clouds, guys. Wow. Look at that, ladies and gents. Look at those beautiful clouds. Wow. I can't wait for X-Plane 12.3. Just sheer joy in a general aviation aircraft in X-Plane. Those clouds are simply amazing. All right, guys, I'm going to come here and I'm going to click here. So a little bit of nice noise cancellation. So if you guys want me to bring back the sounds, I'm more than happy to bring them back, but maybe you can hear me a little better here without all the engine noise. Let me come here and we're going to select enter here. Let's see, enter. All right, so then this is for cruise. We'll wait for cruise. We're about 5,000 feet away from cruise, so we are good here. Hello, Phil. I have this aircraft. It's really good. Yes, I agree with you. X-Plane 12 is looking fantastic. Hello there, Thorsten. Welcome aboard. Second altimeter, yeah. The second altimeter, where is it located? Gee, I forgot. All right, let's see here. I don't think we need this for now. Oh, well, let's leave it. I can't remember what it is. Right. We can see bottom. I'm just really disoriented right now, guys. Yeah, I'm just not really sure what it is. Okay, so inside airspace. Okay, so nothing here. Timer reference. You can, by the way, you have your speeds here. So you have your glide speed, VX, VY. So you can remove, we don't need that. Everything here is good. We are following the flight. Okay, PTO required, says. All right, so PTO is on. And let's see, so at cruise, we will do all of the required engine. Ooh, look at the EGT. All right, let me just bring this down here a little bit. So I'll just lean the mixture a little bit here. Because, all right, there we go. All right, that's better. Center, bottom, manual, altimeter, analog stuff under the PFD. All right, that's the PFD. Ah, actually, we can go to set standard barrel now. So standard is set. Actually, it controls this exactly. So, yeah, you can either do it here, do it there. I think if you click here, yeah, it sets the standard, so it's pretty much the same. Altimeter unit, and this is, you can set the settings here. That's what I do remember, yeah. Back, all right. So everything's good here, 7,000 feet, and we are looking good. I'm going to lean the mixture a little bit more here and get the EGT to rise a little bit. There we go. That's much better. All right, perfect. All is looking good here. We are going to turn off the landing lights. About 2,000 feet to go, and we are doing just great. The round dials, you mean these? Yeah. Well, it's all right, guys. Forgive me for this one. These knobs, you mean? Instruments? No, these are for the lights. Yeah. All right. So we are just about 1,000 feet from our cruise altitude, which is 10,000 feet. Let's take a quick look here at the outside and look at how beautiful X-Plane is now with Orbix, True Earth, Great Britain. Look at those clouds, guys. Yeah. All right, so we are here arriving at 10,000 feet. We're looking good here. It is an amazing view, yes, for sure.
Good morning, Baltic 7 Kilo Papa. Good morning, Baltic 7 Kilo Papa Tower. Continue.
All right. So the nice thing about the customizations from Torquesim here, you can see that they've nailed this the panel here, the display, the Garmin display, to match exactly what a Cirrus would look like. So I really like this aircraft a lot. I like how it flies. The hand flying of the aircraft is definitely very good. And they've gone into every little detail to create a very authentic simulation of the aircraft. By the way, look at even the area underneath here. So let me just move here so to show you guys. Just look at that. Look at how detailed all the pipes there. And it actually, if you go and you look, it actually goes all the way to the other side. So, it's pretty cool. All right, so you can see the aircraft is now leveling up. So we're going to bring back the power. So let's bring back the power here a little bit. We want to go to maybe 140. I think we need to bring down the mixture here. So let me bring that down. And we'll do the assist in a little bit here, but let me just stabilize our speed. We can actually add a little. Let's maybe do 100, and this aircraft is quite capable, so we can go, I think, to up to 180, 190 knots with no issues. But we'll finish the flight very quickly, so we wanna enjoy it today. So I'm gonna ease off there on the power. Let's see here. And maybe right about there. Okay. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have the optimal EGT for the best combustion in the engine for better fuel economy and better health, better overall health of the engine. So what we're going to do is we're going to click here on assist, and you'll see now it says peak. So we want to lean the mixture until we reach the peak. So let me go and lean the mixture here. You'll see the EGT is rising. We're going to wait until it reaches the peak. So still. All right, let's lean it just a little bit more. All right, and you can see EGT rising. We'll let it rise a little bit more. And maybe just a little bit more. There we go. And let's see here, slightly more. Again, we want to reach the peak. All right. Slightly more. There we go. And now you can see that now we have reached the peak. Okay. And what we want to do now is we want to bring the mixture forward until we arrive at, so I'm going to start, we want it minus 70. That's the target number that we want here. So we're going to bring the mixture forward. 45 minus 50, 55 minus 60, and then minus 65 and minus 70. That's ideally where we want it. And we'll just leave it minus 75 is fine. We don't want it to go below 70, so minus 75 is perfect for the best combustion. Now you can see that the engine parameters are exactly where we want them. We are at about 150 knots or so. And yeah, let me just very quickly see here. Where's the thrust? Okay, so I think we're good here. Speed is good. Everything's good. Minus 80? Nah, that's not what we want. So maybe we can just change this a little bit here. and keep it at minus 75 or minus 70 should be just fine. Perfect. So everything, all the engine parameters are exactly where we want them. And we want to also be aware of the top of descent. So I just bought the Hotstart CL650, and I do love to see you fly with it again. Sure thing. I will definitely consider this in the upcoming streams. GA is my favorite. Mine too. How's the manifold pressure? I think manifold pressure is fine. Manifold pressure is 20.3. So I think it's fine. And the RPM is 2.5. Let's go quickly here to our checklist. We just want to make sure that here everything is done. So yeah, so enter, mixture lean as required, and fuel flow and balance. We want to make sure now, ooh, look at that. So you saw how the right engine consumption, now this is will more than likely get fuel imbalance in just a second. So I'm going to switch now to the left tank here, and we're going to go back to engine. Now you have everything here. Everything is pretty good. And we're just going to continue now the flight over to Liverpool. Mr. Asaf. I'm not sure if it's a Mr. or a Miss. I'm sorry if I messed things up. Riham, is it? Yeah, I'm not sure. But welcome. Glad to have you here with us. Hello, Mike Coffee. Welcome, my friend. Take that Asobo. Take that Asobo. This is what a plane should be. Yes, indeed. Very, very, very authentic representation of these Cirrus. Look at those clouds, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. All right. Let's go very quickly here over to our flight. We're going to remove this here, and we can see here that we're flying over to, this is where we are, and this is our destination, Liverpool. We are doing okay. Things are good. And I am very excited, guys, about X-Plane 12.3. Now, according to my information, there will be very few content creators that will be given early access to X-Plane 12.3. And I just hope that I'm one of those guys so that I can take a look, and maybe we'll do some early access views depending on whether there is an embargo or not. But I sure do hope that I get access to it so that I can, share my feedback with Laminar and with you guys, of course. These are default clouds, yes. There is nothing that I have added in terms of scenery. So what you see here is default X-Plane 12.2. Is it 0? What was the latest version? So yeah, those are definitely all default clouds. There, look at that. Look at those clouds, guys. Wow. Just gorgeous. X-Plane is gorgeous. I mean, look at this scene here with Orbex. You know, you've got your photoreal textures. The clouds, in my opinion, are far better than the clouds in Microsoft Flight Sim. Much, much better. Far more realistic looking. The variation, the actual depiction of weather conditions in X-Plane is superior. Definitely. Alrighty. So all is looking good here, and some really very nice scenery. A beautiful, beautiful flight today here from. Thank you very much, Stan, for making the suggestion. I think this was a really good choice, and I'm thoroughly enjoying the route. I'm enjoying you guys here with me. And let's see. Yeah, sorry, that was just from my second account. Like, no worries there, my friend. No worries. This plane is amazing and free. No, it is not free. It's actually one of the I would say on the higher end in terms of price. This is not the default SR22 in X-Plane. This is the Torquesim SR22. So it's a payware aircraft. Nice day for a flight. Yes, indeed. How do you know you are at the correct altitude? I have noticed in your presentation that you adjust the VS to come down to the correct altitude. How do you gauge the VS? Okay, so I've actually shown how to calculate the vertical speed. It's going to depend on the ground speed, and it's going to depend on the altitude and what's the platform altitude. But normally, if you are not sure, the easiest way to do this is if you come here to Navigraph charts. And this is something I really highly recommend, Navigraph charts, guys. If you look down here, okay, it does this calculations automatically for you. You see this descent to destination? It says minus 47 feet per minute. So if I decide to descend now from 10,000 feet, I need to be at, let me check here real quick, runway 27. We want the ILS. The center fix would be here, and the platform altitude is 2,000. So basically, I know that I need to begin the descent when I am, so 8,000 minus 2,000, that would be 6,000. So that's 6 times 3, and that's 18. So 18 plus another 10 nautical miles for contingency, 28 miles, 28 nautical miles out. So when I'm 28 miles from Liverpool, I need to descend. And if I decide to descend now to Liverpool, then I need to descend at exactly 254 feet per minute. So I set the VS to minus 254 in order to arrive at 2,000 feet when I am at the center fix, or actually at Liverpool. So that's the easiest way to do it. What I'll do is I will create a quick calculation, like a quick calculator for you guys. I'll create a calculator for you, and I will deploy it on a link and provide you guys with the link so that you can refer to it in the future of how you can do it. If you don't have Navigraph charts, I will definitely do that for you. Okay. So all is good here. Engine parameters are good. We can see that we have minus 70 here. Perfect combustion. Again, guys, notice here, you see cylinders 5 and 3. Again, they have a higher temp than the rest. And again, that's just because of their current position relative to the air vents in the front of the aircraft. Very, very nice aircraft, and the texturing is also done very, very well on this aircraft. Really, Torquesim is known for creating high fidelity aircraft. Here again, you can see here at the back. Look at that, very, very nice. Panel work's done very nice. You've got your equipment here for the pilot operating handbook for the SR22. This is for supping the oil. The fuel, supping the fuel, checking that you don't have any contaminants in the fuel, and then, you know, to check your oil and things like that. And yeah, very, very nice. Very nice aircraft. Here's a view for you guys. If we go back here, there you go. Look at that view. Very cool. And of course, those sunshades can be moved as well. Which is, again, you know, it's okay. I don't normally mess about with it. But it's there, and there you have it. Look at the clouds, guys. Wow, this is just amazing. See, that's the thing I really like in X-Plane is that the colors are not saturated. The sky colors, the clouds, the actual light scattering is just amazing. It really makes for an extremely convincing, very realistic and immersive scene here, as you can see. Very, very nice. Yeah. Smaze17. How are you doing, my friend? Glad to have you here with us. No, the take that Asobo, that's how a plane is made, was what? Hello, Thomas. Welcome aboard. Hello, Ken. Glad to have you with us this evening, my friend. thank you guys really for being here and for the support. And thank you for all of you guys who've subscribed to my other AI channel, Genovate. I will be posting out I will be working on a tutorial tomorrow, and I will be posting it very soon. So, but really thank you guys for all of you who've subscribed. It really is great support for me. And I think my second channel is going to be the channel that I will work on full-time after retirement. But I do want to get it up there. I do want to get it, yeah. I do want to create as much tutorials and guides and things. I think I've come to I come across a really very useful thing, and I want to share it with you guys through a tutorial. So it's coming to tomorrow, probably tomorrow or Saturday. It really depends on my schedule. But can I have the AI channel name, please? Guys, you can, Stan, if you can be so kind as to copying the channel and posting it here in chat, I'd be very grateful. And you guys have to check Sam on the Genovate channel. The inspiration was Stan, of course. I read your message, Stan. Yeah, so... All right, so... Yeah, so really, guys, I really appreciate all the support that you've guys given me on this other channel, which I know isn't, for a lot of you, isn't even remotely related to your interest. But it's something I'm very interested in, and I think I can bring value to the community. Although there is a plethora of videos, contents, and short films and things like that, what I want to focus on is exactly what I used to focus on when I started the Q8 Pilot channel, is very niche tutorials, things that are, you know, that not everyone else is doing. So things that solve problems for you, some things that help you get, you know, started with this, you know, if you want to take it as a hobby or if you want to do it as a complete business. I think the possibilities are limitless. I think with AI, it's only limited by your imagination. So thank you very much, Stan. Appreciate it, my friend. Okay, so if I look over at our flight plan here, and let me zoom out a little bit here, you can see that we have arrived into Silva, and we are actually not too far from our destination. If you look here into the display, so let me bring this up here a little bit. All right, so if you see here, we are exactly 114 nautical miles. The fuel, we have about 71 gallons left. That's more than sufficient, and we're still gonna keep this on the left tank, and we'll change it in a little bit, and we'll switch it back to the right tank. But things are looking fantastic today. We are very fortunate to see those beautiful clouds today. Look at that. Wow. Right. So for the arrival today, we are going to dial in the frequency. The frequency is 111.75. So we're going to come here. We already have it set. All right, so 111.5. I think that's when we said load the approach. It automatically loads it into nav 1. So we don't really need to do anything at this point other than just enjoy the flight. Perfect. I will become a member of your AI channel. I can contribute a lot in terms of content and ideas. Mohan, I'm all ears. Please do message me on Discord. If you have any ideas or you'd like to collaborate, I am more than happy to work with anyone on this channel. It's pretty much in infancy at this stage. Yeah, I'm more than happy to help. And if you have ideas, I would say that I am very proficient now with generative AI. So I can do pretty much anything that your mind thinks of. I can do a lot. Not everything, but I can do probably all the basic things. in terms of, you know, creating characters, creating films, audio, dubbing, lip syncing, you know, all that good stuff. So yeah, a lot of tutorials are on the way for sure. But yeah, I know that this kind of talk you know, this channel is not the place for this kind of talk. But when I mentioned I get really excited about it, I posted. I remember I did a promo for Navigraph, and the minute I posted this on the channel, it was just you know, the hate speech started and all the, you know, very controversial. So I just pulled the video down. I said, you know what? I'm just going to create another channel and do all the AI stuff there. I will probably become a member on your AI channel. Well, Alan, any help from you guys is appreciated. The channel is still even not monetized at this point, but really thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Custom badge for members. Yeah. All right. So we are at 10,000 feet, 150 knots. We are on our way. We are about 105 nautical miles. I'm going to switch to external view, and I'm going to be away for just a few minutes, and I'll be right back with you guys. So let me switch to this beautiful view here of the Cirrus. I think this is a really nice view right about there. All right. I'll be with you shortly. And in the meantime, just enjoy the flight and those beautiful clouds in this beautiful flight sim. And we are back, ladies and gents.
Cruiser 1575, wind 130 degrees, 8 knots, clear for takeoff, runway 15, Hermon.
Yeah, you can definitely PM me on the Discord. Thanks, Stan. Appreciate it. Hello, Golden Aviation. Welcome aboard. I don't see any Genovate email address. Yeah, info@q8pilot is just fine. I haven't really added an email address there yet. I haven't yet created a website, but I'm going to be using bolts to create one for it. Okay, so we are at about 91 nautical miles, so we're getting very close to Liverpool, and it looks like we are going to be facing some cloudy weather here as we arrive. Yeah, look at that. Wow, this looks really good, guys. So, my quick thoughts on Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 after Sim Update 3. I have to tell you guys that the sim is very stable now. The performance is significantly improved. Stability is improved. And I think it's at a stage where it can be fully enjoyed. And I think you will start now seeing the developers moving over. Unfortunately, one of the best products that I used to really adore in Microsoft Flight Sim by Parallel 42 Flow Pro is not going to be ported over to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 due to some changes in the way the sim is developed. And so that is a product that's not going to make its way into 2024. I did test FS Realistic the other day, and it works really, really well with 2024. I believe they've released a patch for it some time ago, and it works really well. So in our future flights, we are going to be using FS Realistic. I do not like the sounds it produces in Microsoft Flight Sim, so I normally turn all of them off. But for the movement, I think it brings in a lot of value. So that's something that we're going to explore in our next stream. What about Chaseplane? Chaseplane is going to be brought into 2024, according to their website. But I think it's going to take some time before it's there. But now I think the sim is in a position where the developers are going to start feeling comfortable that it's more stable. The WASM issues are fixed. Well, most of them are ironed out. So, and I think overall the stability, even with the Inabuilds A350, I noticed that the performance is much, much better now. So definitely the sim is in a state where it can be enjoyed. And yeah, I think this is a new era now for MSFS 2024, and the very strong contender is coming very soon. X-Plane 12.3, which I'm really itching to try out. I miss Chaseplane in 2024. Yeah, Chaseplane was a great product. I used it in P3D quite a bit, so it's really, really good. All right, let me take a quick look here. We are about 82 nautical miles, and if I look out here on our Navigraph charts, you'll see that we are here heading to pitting. And if I look at the descent to destination, 352 feet per minute is what is required at this specific sector in our flight. So I'm not really going to do anything. We're about 80 nautical miles now, so we are not very far from Liverpool. And what we're going to do, folks, is let me just very quickly here come and show you. So what we're going to be doing. So we are, no, that's not what I want to do. First of all, there are restrictions. Maybe, let me just very quickly look something up here. Yeah, and I think we're fine. Decision height is 50. Okay. All right, so I think we are good here. So let me turn those off. Highway, we don't want those. And then we're going to go back And let's go to, no, let's go back. And let's go back to the engine. All right, let me just put flight plan here. Okay. And declutter, declutter 2, declutter 3. There we go. Actually, let's do declutter. Let's do that. Let's do that. And now we can zoom in here a little bit. This is big. I think this is much, much better for viewing. It's a lot easier to see where we are. So we're going to keep that. Looks like we're going now through turbulence. Obviously, we are going through some clouds here. So you can see that the, look at the key there, keychain, is also erratic a little bit. And I think if I look here, we might actually need to turn on our anti-ice. So let me go ahead and turn the engine anti-ice. We don't need the backup. There we go. So what is saying here? Inside airspace. Yeah, definitely we need the engine anti-ice. There, windshield, anti-ice. Okay. Engine, anti-ice. All right, so we're on high, and we're just going to use both. We're going to put auto here. So this is the right, this is the left, and this is auto. Okay, so we're just going to leave it on auto for now. And we can actually begin the descent. Ooh, look, it's raining. Wow. So yeah, if you look at the outside here, look at that. Just really dreadful weather. All right, so here's what we're going to do, folks. This is not very safe for the aircraft. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin our descent. We need to be at 2,000. So let me go ahead and come over here to the Alt Select knob. And we are going to select 2,000. Right, so that's 2,000 right there. And what we'll do is we will begin the descent. So I'm going to go to vertical speed. And then we are going to descent at about 1,000 feet per minute. There we go, 1,000 feet per minute. And what we'll do is we'll ease off on the power here a little bit so that we can begin the descent. And there we go. So hopefully we can get to a safer altitude where there aren't that many clouds because this is really unsafe right now for our aircraft. So we're just gonna descend now. If you look here at Navigraph chart, it says 426. So we are descending at 1,000. So that's a little bit too much, maybe. So let me just take this down to about 500 feet per minute. And we are going to ease off on the power here. There we go. All right. If I look here, all right, so we are going to change this to the right tank. And you're seeing the warning signs here coming. I'm not sure what they're reading. Let me see here if we can NTI something about NTIs. So let's just descend to a lower altitude now. And hopefully, yeah, because this is just really very, very dangerous right now. When all my planes, all of them are compatible with A2A, Comanche works okay, just okay. We'll seriously do 2024. Yeah. Someone was asking about the fuel level on the MFD right-hand screen. On this engine screen, it was on the lower right-hand side, showing both tanks around 90% full. Where is that? So if I come here, so this is engine anti-ice, okay. And this is the fuel. So used fuel is 15.2 gallons. The remaining is 77 gallons. And if I go here to back, okay, we're going to go to the engine. So this is your oxygen and your fuel. Fuel quantity is right here. So it's definitely not full. That's not, yeah, it's definitely, we've consumed a lot of the fuel there. So... yeah, so far 15 gallons. Yeah, I think we are much stable now. as we descend. But it looks like overcast conditions are here. So there's some fog, but this is much safer now for us as we continue the flight towards Liverpool. And we're going to continue our descent to... There we go. So where we are right now, we are right here. Okay? So, here is what I want to do now. Since we are getting very close to Liverpool, I want to come to our flight plan here. And you see this little direct button? I'm going to click that. And let's see here. No, we don't want that. Hang on a second. How to do this? Let me see. Let me clear that. Clear. Let me come over here. We're going to click on this one here. We don't want that. So I am going to click on the flight plan. And then we're going to go to... This is PDIC. This is where we are. This is the approach. And then we're going to click here on direct. And we're going to say enter. And now we're going to fly direct to the center fix for runway 27 at Liverpool. Okay, perfect. We can actually go to 2,000 feet, which is okay for this aircraft. And we are approaching 6,000. So we want to also grab the altimeter at Liverpool, which is 996 or 996. All right, perfect. And we're just going to continue at the current rate. And things are looking good. Yeah, I'm very glad that we decided to descend when we did, because it was truly unsafe for the aircraft. I think you're close to EGNR, home of Airbus Wings. Ooh, cool. Let's see. If the 777 version 2 is probably the best airliner out there, just wait for sale. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And here's another look from the outside at the beautiful clouds in X-Plane. Guys, look at this. Wow. All I've got to say is this is wow. And this looks so real. Very, very nice indeed. All right. We're looking good here. And as you can see here in the indication, we have a CF27, which is the center fix at exactly 50 nautical miles. We can actually reduce our rate of descent, and we can turn off the anti-icing system here. No, pitot is required, so we'll turn these off. And we can also reduce our rate of descent. So we're going to make it about 300 feet per minute. And there we go. All right, perfect. Everything else is just fine. And we'll leave the power at 60% as we continue our slow and steady descent towards Liverpool. Orbix True Earth is great. It's a shame they don't get the rest of X-Plane 11 stuff. Yeah, it is. I have to run, guys. Have a VATSIM group flight. KDAL to Kim SSY. Have a fun landing, Sam. Appreciate it, Dougal. Have fun with your flight, my friend. And thanks for all the support and for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Here's a quick flyby, a cinematic flyby for you guys. Perfect. All right, let's set the altimeter to 996. So we're going to come here and let's see. Where's the PFD alt? And then why is it not changing? Is it this one? No. Why is it not allowing me to change it? That's strange. Why is it not allowing me to change standard? All right, there we go. All right, so 9er 6. There we go, and that is now set. Perfect. And we are almost there now, another 60 or so nautical miles, and we'll be at our destination. So it looks like VATSIM is becoming very popular. Not that it wasn't, but I think a lot of people are preferring VATSIM over IVAO for some reason. All right, we are going to turn on our landing lights as well, and we are going to go to our checklist here. So we're going to go to enter. All right, so the SIN altimeter is set, cabin heat, defrost as required, landing lights are on. The fuel system is checked, the mixture as required, brake pressure is checked, and the oxygen as required. And in fact, we can now turn off the oxygen system here, so you no longer need that. So we're going to turn this off. And then we are going to click here, and this is the before landing checklist. Okay, everything's good here, so we'll leave that on the before landing checklist, and we're just going to continue now the slow and steady descent to 2000 as we approach our destination, which is Liverpool. About 38 nautical miles now. This scenery is just really great. Right, we can, by the way, change the time of day if you guys like to see the lights inside the in the Cirrus. If that's something you guys want, we can definitely do that. So not much left in our flight today. It's been really a lovely flight so far. It's been a lot of fun to get back into general aviation, especially the Cirrus by Torquesim. One of the best. And what I really like it is you really have to follow the exact instructions given to you in the checklist. And if you flood this aircraft actually is sensitive to temperature, so you have to prime properly. You have to, the sequence of the things that you do has to be proper. And the hand flying of this aircraft is a real joy. Very, very nice to hand fly and very difficult to steer on the ground. But overall, just really a brilliant aircraft. I wonder why they haven't put in the, simulation of the engines and, things like that. Let's see here, do the log event? Yeah, they don't have anything here to do with the... These are just the electrical window. You do have it. So you can take a look at the how the electrical system works. So what's feeding what? This is the essential distribution bus, your main buses, and you can see your current battery 1, battery 2, and the alternators, and you can see how the current is flowing into the aircraft electrical system. And you also have the aircraft window. No, that's not what I wanted to show you. The engine window. So here's how things are looking. And you have your cylinder head temperature and exhaust gas temperature both here in Fahrenheit for all of the 6 engines here. And what did I do? Oops. We need to be that on both. I hope we didn't mess things up. So then you've got your manifold there, your temperatures, air filter, but nothing, nothing fancy. But you do have this information here if you, should you decide that you want to interrogate it, it's available for you. All right, let me click here on our heading bug to make sure that we sync with the current direction of the aircraft. And we are about 2,000 feet from the platform altitude. And we are very, very close now. So the aircraft is off the path here because we have decided to fly direct to the center fix for the runway. It should give us enough time to configure the aircraft for landing. And we are now not much further left for our flight here, as you can see. We are approximately 32 nautical miles now from Liverpool. Is the frames acting up a little bit? I think they are. Let's just see very quickly. What are we getting? We're getting about 40 frames, 45, 47. We can definitely start lossless scaling, but maybe not required at this point. Look at this textures. They're really, really nice. Yeah. Would you recommend I buy the FF777 version 2 or the Hotstart CL650? I have a budget for both. I'm just wondering which one you enjoy more. Personally, I enjoy the 777 more. It's the aircraft of choice for me. I love the Boeing 777. It's an aircraft I love in real life. It's my favorite aircraft. So the CL650 is without a doubt the single most advanced study level simulation of an aircraft ever built for flight sim. And I think I've said the statement just so many times, but it really does deserve this title. There isn't anything that comes close. I think the closest in terms of the depth of system simulation is the 777 by flight factor. I think the flight factor is a very in-depth aircraft, both in terms of the aircraft systems, but not just the aircraft systems, but also the aircraft operation, the actual operation of the aircraft. And you can actually interact with the ground crew, with the cabin crew, and you can simulate exactly what happens in real life. So a 777 captain, I think, will really enjoy an aircraft like the 777 by flight factor. So I do definitely recommend both. They're obviously very, very different aircraft. One of the things I really like also about the Hotstart is that it really simulates all aspects of a corporate, commercial jet. From the start at the FBO, planning your fuel, signing the sheets, and you have the little lady at the FBO asking you for what you want. The fact that you have a phone that rings while you're in the aircraft, and they tell you that the passengers are ready to board the aircraft. So it's got really, again, that aspect of the operation. In terms of the depth, definitely the Challenger 650 by Hotstart is by far the most advanced aircraft ever built for flight sim. I don't think there is anything today that comes close to it. So, except for the flight factor 777. Hi, QA, do you use a custom cache size setting for MSFS? Yes, I use 64 GB. And I always recommend that you go in those increments. So either go 16, 34, 64, 128, 256, 512, and so on. Okay, let's take a quick look at, we are 1,000 feet from leveling off at the platform altitude. And we are now, as you can see, very close to our destination here. You can see that. So that's the runway. The center fix is right there. So we are pretty close now. This is the final fix here. You see that? And the center fix is somewhere here. So we're almost there now. And we should be in Liverpool in no time. Again, very, very lovely scenery, and those wings are really, really nice as well. Let's go here to the back and take a look. There we go. I mean, look at this view, guys. Just really beautiful wings. Look at that beautiful curvature there. Again, the aliasing in X-Plane is, I think, one of the things that should be a priority in 12.3 because it's one of the things that is really an immersion breaker. So, yeah, hopefully that gets fixed also in the next version. Perfect. 14 nautical miles to the center fix, runway 27. We are at 2,600 feet, so another 600 feet to clear, and then we should be making our way into the final approach into Liverpool. Okay, we currently have a very good looking flight sending through 2700. Hi Q8 to D. Yeah, okay, I got that. Very good, excellent. $25,500 feet to go. Right, so the before landing checklist, seat belts and shoulder harness is secure. We're going to just check that here. The fuel pump is in boost mode, which it is. Let me just very quickly here. I'm going to switch to the left tank. Enter that mixture as required. Flaps as required, so we'll leave that. Okay, flaps we need to set. Actually, we just can enter that, and we can disengage the autopilot just right before the landing and approach. Perfect. 2,200 feet, 200 feet to level off, and we are just 10 nautical miles now from the center fix for runway 27 at Liverpool in the United Kingdom. Perfect. All right, ladies and gents, we have now leveled off at 2,000 feet. And you can see that, let me go here real quick to flight plan. And let's see, there you go. So you can see now we are flying direct there. This is center fix for 27. You can see it now clearly that we've removed all the clutter. So there we go. So that's the center fix. And we are going to make our turn momentarily. We're going to switch the from GPS to VLOC, and then we are going to intercept the localizer, runway 27, perform an ILS approach, and hopefully we can bring it like butter, like the last flight. Speed is still okay. And let me just bring in here the DME. All right, so now we know we are exactly 11 nautical miles from the runway. Wind option 2. We have crosswind, 16 knot crosswind. So when we change our position, should be headwind. So yeah, so I think we're fine here. And this one here, let me go back and back one more time. And we're going to say off. We're just going to remove that so that doesn't distract me. And that's it. We are all good here. Let's take a quick look here at our engine. We're looking okay. Cylinder head temperature and EGT is a bit high, but we're okay. Then here, right? So here's the flight plan, and Liverpool is to our left now. And we're almost there. Yeah, it's been a really fun flight, and it's been really fun flying the Cirrus. All right, so now you can see that we already have the localizer, or the glide slope needle here, so we can already see that. And we're almost there. We're going to begin the turn shortly. And once we begin the turn, we will go ahead and activate the approach. Actually, we don't need to activate the approach. It's already loaded, so we're just going to fly in the approach. All right, so left in 12 seconds. Left turn to 265, as you can see here. 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so the aircraft is going to begin the turn, as you can see here. And we are now going to do the following. We are going to come down here, and we're going to select the approach. And the approach is located right here. So approach. And we are going to select... it's already selected the localizer 2. We want localizer 1. And we can see the runway ahead right there. And you can see the glide slope there and the localizer needle as well. And we are looking good, folks. All right. Do we have... All right. So the... Fine. Everything's good here. So now we're going to start reducing our speed. So let me start bringing throttle back a little bit. And we have the runway in sight. Very nice and clear day here to land at Liverpool. And we should be able to do that without incident. You can see that the aircraft has begun the descent, so the glide slope is now active. And let's go ahead and reduce the throttle here. So bring the power down. We want to slow down the aircraft a little bit. And if required, if we can't make it, we can always deploy the chute. All right, we're slowing down the aircraft now. We're looking good. It's 1,500 feet. What a beautiful approach into Liverpool with those really beautiful clouds. Beautiful time of day as well. And we can see some boats there to our left. Right, 142. Right, we're looking good. And we will disconnect the autopilot. It will be the final item on our checklist. I like that. Float down to the runway. Yes, sir. Right. 1,000 feet. 135. All right. Let's go ahead and disconnect the autopilot now, and I will hand fly the rest of the approach. All right. So autopilot disengaged. My aircraft. We want to watch our speed here. And obviously altitude. All right, we're going to slow down the aircraft a little bit. Very, very nice handling of the aircraft. It feels so real in X-Plane with the winds. Something I really miss when I fly in Microsoft Flight Sim. All right, there we go. Let's bring down the throttle here a little bit. And we are going to go flaps full. All right, there we go. That helps with the speed as well. All right, we need to just adjust the aircrafts. The wind, we have slight crosswind from the left. All right, we'll just fix that here a little bit. All right, let's give it power. And now we have the beautiful approach here into Liverpool. Very, very nice. We want to maintain about 85 knots here for the final approach. Right, we're looking good. Speed is good, and the altitude is good. We're looking very, very nice and stable. Again, you can see how the wind is doing its thing. And ladies and gents, welcome to Liverpool. All right. We're going to just hit the brakes here. All right, and we've made it safely.
runway 28 clear for takeoff, 198 Foxtrot.
All right, now before we taxi to the gate, let's go ahead and take a quick look at... No, please don't crash, X-Plane. Please do not crash. Oh, thank you so much. I love Laminar. Okay, let's take a look at the let's take a look at our approach here and landing runway 27. Okay. So there we go, and let's switch to the outside view. Look at that, guys. Just look at that. Very, very nice. All right, let me do this from a slightly different view. Okay, there we go. Let's do that. So what do you guys think? Pretty cool aircraft, huh? Alright, let's see here if we can just get it to steer properly there. There we go. Alright. It does look very, very close to real life for sure. Yes. Thank you very much, Rand. Thank you, Stan. Appreciate it, guys. Alright, let's retract the flaps. And we are going to turn off the landing lights, pitot heat off, landing light off, as we head over to the parking area here at John Lennon Airport, I believe, is this airport, if I'm not mistaken. It's been real fun flying this route. Thank you very much, Stan, for the suggestion. All right, let's make a turn here. And you know what, guys? I'm just going to bring it to a stop right there. All right, perfect. Tapping and brakes. Parking brake is now set. We're going to turn off the avionics switch off. And we can now bring back the throttle and mixture both to the off position. And there we go. We can now turn off all the switches here. And we turn off that. Everything is in the off position. And that is it. Now we can open the doors. And we'll come back here to the aircraft window. Let's see here. Aircraft window. And we're going to put the chocks. Actually, we'll leave those. We'll put those on. And there you go. Yeah. And there you have it, ladies and gents. The Cirrus SR22 by Torquesim for X-Plane 12. One of the most advanced general aviation aircraft available for X-Plane today. And it's been a real fun stream. I do apologize if I have not been as engaged with you guys in stream. It's just that this aircraft requires a lot of attention. If you are contemplating whether you should buy this aircraft, let me give you just a little bit of a insight onto this aircraft. Okay, now this is a study level simulation of the Cirrus SR22. But I'm going to tell you right now, there is one thing that does not work into the favor of this aircraft, which is the fact that it has not been updated in ages. I think the last update to this aircraft was in 2024, and I am not really sure if this project is still an active project. So, with that caveat in mind, this is really a brilliant SR22, okay? I do have a problem with developers that abandon projects. I have a serious issue with this, and I think it's becoming more rampant now, especially in the X-plane world, as you know, it does not really have that big of a base or as it used to have. But I am very sure and very confident that 12.3 is going to bring a lot more users into X-plane. So if you are considering this aircraft, it's not a cheap aircraft to have. It's worth its money, but just the caveat is it hasn't received any updates in a year, and it might not ever receive any future updates. So if you want to buy it, just buy it with that in mind. Well, folks, this pretty much brings us to the conclusion of our live stream today. It's been an awesome fun really being with you guys. Thank you again, everyone, for being here, for your support, for your interaction, for all your likes. And if you've put in a dislike, thank you for that as well. I really appreciate the engagement overall. I want to thank you guys for your time, taking the time off your schedules to be with me. For myself, Q8 Pilot, and on behalf of all the moderators here on the channel, I want to thank all of you here, and I will see you guys probably next Sunday. I know the stream schedule has been completely off lately. I do apologize for this. I'm really trying my very best to stream during regular schedules, but work has been just really taking, just really getting the best out of me. So again, guys, really thank you very much. And until we meet again, please take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you all very soon. You have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye for now.